Donnie Pike's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to a special presentation here on V-Speed. Tonight, we're live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Riley's Roses 150 to benefit the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Cystic fibrosis is a genetic disease that affects the lungs, pancreas, and other organs. It is progressive, meaning that it does get worse over time. Today, there are close to 40,000 children and adults living with cystic fibrosis in the United States, and an estimated 105,000 people have been diagnosed with cystic fibrosis across 94 countries. Tonight's race will help raise funds for that Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, as all proceeds will go to benefit them, as well as help raise awareness of the disorder and those it affects. The Riley's Roses 150 is going to be a great race for a great cause. We'll bring you every lap of the action live right here on V-Speed. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Daniel Cunningham, joined in the broadcast booth tonight by Adam Baker doing co-commentary, Bradley Cooper running the production truck, and as always, those cameras courtesy of the legendary Dougie Beard. Appreciate you guys taking the time out this evening to host this event. Adam, what are you most looking forward to as we see drivers from quite a few different leagues get the chance to come out here and raise funds for a great cause tonight?
Yeah, it's really awesome to see so many drivers come out and support an event like this. You know, some of these guys are going to be familiar with each other and kind of racing around each other, but we do have a full field tonight, and that'll keep things very interesting. We've got just 75% fuel load as well, so we're going to have some pit stops, maybe some strategy throughout the race tonight. Las Vegas is a fun track with lots of different ways around it, and like you can see there, 1.5 miles in length, 20-degree corners on the turns, and then 8-degree front straightaway banking, which is not really a straightaway. It's a long arc of the tri-oval there, and that is an area where things can get very interesting.
Indeed, it is going to be a really interesting race here this evening. Going to have a little bit of fun with this one. We've got the donation link for the foundation here in the description on the YouTube live stream. So if you want to help support that cause, got that out there. You know, if there's one thing that my name is synonymous with here in V-Speed, it's broadcaster curses. So, you know, maybe if there's a driver in the field tonight that it's a buddy of yours you want to mess with, maybe it's just somebody you don't flat out like that's in the field tonight, drop a donation and you might be able to buy your way into a broadcaster curse here before the night is over. But let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid. We've got a full field of drivers here this evening. We'll go ahead and give you your full race rundown. And starting on the pole here this evening for the Riley's Roses 150, it's going to be Holden McGill in the 21 with Gary Whitson starting to his outside in second. Rolling off in third, it's going to be the 29 of Matt Cherry with Jeremiah Holt in the 4th position. Starting in 5th will be Michael Kostick in the 8 truck. Gage Teff to his outside in the 6th position. Starting in 7th, the man organizing the event here this evening, Barret Morton in that 9 truck. Samuel Joseph bunkered down into 8th position. Rounding out your top 10 here this evening, it's going to be Tyler Justice in 9th. Tyler Justice in 9th and Ryan Dingler in the 10th position.
Going off 11th here tonight, it's going to be Sean Kaiser. Joined to his outside is going to be Kevin Price in the number 80 machine. Going off from 13th, it'll be Chase Wright in the number 16 machine. Skylar Daly starting in the 14th position, that number 19 truck. Colton Manich going to roll off from 15th here tonight with Cody Adkins to his outside in the 16th starting position. Mark Cofield going to roll off from 17th. Daniel Glover going to roll off from 18th here tonight. Rounding out your top 20 is going to be Robert Peterson and Austin McColgan.
Starting in the 21st position here this evening, Tyler Gebbin with Peyton Hubbard in the 31, starting in 22nd. Starting in the 23rd position, Mickey Isaac, Dave Calvert to his outside in 24th. Rolling off in the 25th place, the 99 of Brandon Wallace, Timothy Stubblefield in 26th. Starting in 27th this evening will be Logan Threlkeld. That's my pick to win tonight. We'll see how that works out for him. Frank Flores starting in the 28th position. In P29 will be Dylan Johns and Dave Calvert rolling off in 30th.
31st is going to be Stefan Purcell. Rolling off 32nd, Justin Wilson. Justin Klein going to roll off from 33rd. Grant Peterson qualifying in 34th tonight. Jeremiah Hobbs going to start from 35th. Bradley Cooper, who is in the production booth, not going to be rolling off from 36th here tonight. Dallas Sullivan, 37th on the starting grid. Kyle Deering, 38th. Charles Abert in 39th. Colton Hoffner in 40th. And Ian Jenkins going to round out your field of 41 drivers here at Las Vegas.
Yeah, really awesome that we've got this many drivers out there on the track here to raise funds and awareness for this cause. Got the QR code there on your screen. Take you directly to the donation link and also get you information on Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And again, just a really awesome cause. Barret Morton, the driver that has organized this event, has 2 children that do have cystic fibrosis, so to know that this is a really near and dear event to him. I've learned a lot about cystic fibrosis. To be honest, I didn't really know anything about it until I started talking with Barret about it, saw how it affects people, saw exactly what the disorder entails. So it's really cool that he's been able to do this. Second year in a row that he's done this, actually. And I believe last year they were able to raise over $1,000. So a lot of really awesome things we'll have throughout the night here this evening. We'll have, we do have cash prizes for the top 3 finishers of this race. We'll also have 3 random draws for different finishing positions outside the top 3 that we'll announce at the end of the event that will get a $10 bonus prize with that as well. But getting ready to kick off this race and go green here. And it is going to be a good one. We've got 100 laps on the board. Drivers will have 4 sets of tires. They've got a fast repair at their disposal as well. And it is going to be a wild one. Great track to pick here for this event with the trucks. Always puts on a really good show. Ace Truck should be making its way off of the racing surface. We are going to get ready to get this show started. Green flag is in the air. We are underway for the Riley's Roses 150. McGill jumps out to the lead from that P1 starting position. Already quite a bit of 3-wide action, a little bit further back in the pack. See everybody fighting for every inch of real estate that they can right now. The 16 truck making a big move through the middle here, trying to gain some spots on this opening lap. That is Chase Wright in that number 16.
Yeah, and 3 wide further back, the 25 of Daniel Glover up on the top side, Peyton Hubbard and Brandon Wallace below as they work through turns 1 and 2. 25 got very loose off of the exit of turn number 4 and checked up the 51 of Austin McColgan. So a lot of activity kind of in the hornet's nest here.
Yeah, saw one driver dropping down to the inside of the track. I think that was Mark Cofield in the 38 truck. Maybe, I wasn't quite sure. It's 38 on timing and scoring, 57 on the truck. Not sure if he maybe just got loose or decided, you know what, this is a little bit of a hornet's nest right now. Maybe I need to just kind of hang out for a little while. But take a quick look back on the instant replay here.
Yeah, it looks like he just pulled down and was getting out of the middle of the pack, but has lost a lot of time. Back up to speed now, though, about 7 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, still plenty of time in this one, and maybe not the worst strategy in the world to kind of get out of the middle of that hornet's nest, let things settle out just a little bit here. As Holden McGill has led the first 3 laps of this event. He does have Matt Cherry closing in on his back bumper. And, you know, we mentioned it a little bit earlier in the show.
They're wrecking on the backstretch.
Oh, yeah, we will hold that thought. The 77 is around. Caution not yet out. Yellow flag is now out. All cautions in this race are admin thrown. So the admin getting that one on the button, getting the finger on the button there and throwing that caution. You see there tonight's race analysis, 100 laps, 4 sets of tires available, 3 green, white checkers, and 75% fuel. But that incident started with the 77 truck. Colton managed getting turned.
They were 3 wide. There was a separate incident at the back of the field as well. But yeah, 77 gets a little bit loose coming off of turn number 2. And then gets into, I believe it was the 73 of Jeremiah Holt, purple and black truck, who was up there on the top side. They had closed up on him pretty quickly, and you can see 73 was already struggling for grip there entering turn number 1. The 77 gets a little loose, kind of drifts up and into the 73 hard in the wall, and then contact further back to 71 of Justin Klein gets involved in that one. Justin Wilson also. So the Justins getting together on that. Kind of probably a result of checking up for the accident in front.
Yeah, 2 separate incidents there, like you mentioned, Adam. And just running out of real estate with the 3 wide like that. You kind of anticipate that is going to happen at some point in time. The 6 of Tyler Justice there got into that a little bit as well. Don't think that between the 71 and the 83, I don't think either one of them really had significant contact with the wall. So shouldn't be a lot of damage there, but a few drivers will elect to take this opportunity and come down pit lane, maybe get some damage fixed, top off with fuel. But with the early caution, you know, one of the things I do want to mention is that we do have some great sponsors that helped to make this event possible tonight. And for this event, tonight's race is brought to you by Spear Crest Digital. If you're looking to grow your business and stand out online, Spear Crest Digital delivers top-tier marketing solutions that get results. From digital strategy to content and branding, they've got you covered. Huge thanks to Spear Crest Digital for supporting this event and helping us raise money for an incredible cause. And I believe they are one of Barret Morton's personal sponsors as well. See them on a lot of his vehicles while we're out there on track. So appreciate their support with everything here. And, you know, one thing too, Adam, that I want to mention is we talked about we want to have a little bit of fun with this race. So I'm going to have a little bit of fun at my own expense with this because I brought up the broadcaster curse earlier. For every broadcaster curse that I have tonight that we, you know, I've already picked Logan, so we already know he's got the black cloud hanging over him for the rest of the race. But if I get anybody else tonight, for each one that I get, I'm going to throw a $5 donation into the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. I figure if I'm going to mess these guys up out on track, I might as well have a little bit of good come out of it too.
You know, I'll join you on that. Yeah, I'll partner up on that. Throw $5. I know I've had a few commentator curses myself. We've had a couple broadcasts recently between you and me, Daniel, where I think we both had at least 2 in a broadcast. So, yeah, it's not out of the question here, but I'll be happy to do that as well.
Well, there you have it. If there's something good that's going to come out of the broadcaster curse tonight, we've got it. And interestingly enough, Logan actually broke the broadcaster curse on Wednesday night when he won over in on a super speedway race at Talladega. I put in the YouTube chat, he was my pick to win, and he now joins our producer tonight, Bradley Cooper, as people that have been able to break my curse. So he's not going to escape it twice, though. He's probably going to end up upside down or over a catch fence or something at some point. But we'll see how that works out for him. We'll see if the rest of the field is able to avoid that as well as we get ready to go back green still got Holden McGill there and Matt Cherry on the front row for this restart. Second row behind them, you got Gage Teft and Gary Whitson ready to go back green here. Pace truck is off the track. Green flag is back out in the air. Good jump there for McGill, but not quite as big of a jump as what I would have maybe anticipated. He's going to have some company out back as they head into turns 1 and 2.
And that battle for third still side by side as well. The 13 of Whitson and Gage Teft to his outside, and then 2 by 2 behind them, the 8 and the 9, Barret Morton and Michael Kostick. And you see the 24 of Sean Kaiser jump to the top side. You know, top groove around Las Vegas used to be the way around here. Everybody pretty much sticking to the bottom. These opening laps getting up to speed, but we'll see if that top side ever does come in here.
And just behind, well, actually, before I say just behind this battle, the battle for the lead is on as Matt Cherry looking to the inside here of Holden McGill. McGill with the momentum up on that top lane. Also got Teft right behind as well, who's going to dictate. Teft is going to be the one to dictate who comes out ahead on this battle with that draft down the back straightaway and is able to take the second position for himself. But now up in the 5th position is Barret Morton. Saw that he's got those Riley's Roses colors. Of course, mentioned that he is the organizer of the event. He's got a teammate there in Sean Kaiser directly behind, battling for the 6th position with Samuel Yosef. Yosef currently has it down there on the bottom. Sean Kaiser trying to find a way around to get up there and work with his teammate.
Yeah, lots of action up at the front. Also to note, Kevin Price went through the grass last time around. He's drifted all the way back to outside the top 30 and was slow kind of in a couple of 3-wide battles there while trying to get back up to speed and side by side between a few drivers just inside the top 30 as well. But yeah, looking at 3 wide right here.
Oh, we have a big 3-wide battle going on here. They may finally get it sorted back out to 2 wide, but that was Michael Kostick and Skylar Daly, and then had the 30 truck there. I was trying to see exactly who that was. I don't think their number is actually matching exactly what it's got on the side of the truck there, but really good battle here. You got side by side, 3 rows back. That is Chase Wright in the 16 on timing and scoring, 30 on the truck. And now double filed out 3 rows back with a few more trucks starting to close in on this battle as well. So a lot of action going on here early. Got Cody Atkins, Tyler Devin working their way up into here. Daniel Glover and Mickey Isaac trying to find their way into this battle as well. This is where the Hornets' nest is. And they're also side by side for the lead right now between Teft and McGill.
Yeah, they were looking single file for quite a while amongst the top 8, but things now changing very quickly up there as 21 dives to the inside turn number 1, 33 of Teft trying to keep the momentum up on the top side. Should be able to do that down the backstretch here. A little bobble though off the corner. Side by side battle for 3rd as well. And that's gonna dissolve before they get to turn number 3. 21 drifting up though, just a little tight on entry into turn 3.
Oh, almost contact between them. Oh, big hit. Barret Morton gets spun into the outside wall. The 65 of Samuel Yosef taking the road less traveled, going through the infield grass, does a phenomenal job of hanging on to it, honestly, with everything going on there. Yellow flag is out on the racetrack, and that will put us under our 2nd caution here of the evening. That all started right up where we were looking at that battle for position. You know, I think we might chalk that up as the first commentator curse, because that really started right around Barret Morton after I had just mentioned him a few laps prior. There's also a secondary incident involving Tyler Gebbin a little bit further back here.
Yeah, he was hard in the outside wall off of turn 4, and the 25 got into him. Also, looks like the 31. So quite a few cars involved in that second incident as well.
Yeah, so this is the initial incident where we're looking at Barret Morton, and that was just a massive accordion effect. 13 gets into the wall. The 65 kind of follows him into it and turns him into Barret Morton. And then, like you mentioned, they had that secondary incident back a little bit further. That was the 22 of Tyler Gebbin gets loose. Also, the 31 of Peyton Hubbard does a great job hanging on to it. Saw Gebbin got into the wall, but that was a wicked save out of the 31 there.
Yeah, incredible driving to keep that car underneath him and not make contact with anything else. Some of these guys gonna maybe have to use that first and only fast repair that is available tonight. The 9 machine, pretty hard contact with the right front into the outside wall. We'll see what he elects to do. Has not brought it down pit road yet. We should get the opportunity to do so this next time around.
Yep. On our second caution, already had 3 lead changes here in just 15 completed laps. So really competitive here up at the front of the field. And yeah, we'll go ahead and chalk that up as the first $5 donation on my part for the incident involving Barret Morton there. Still going to have a lot of time to work his way back up through the pack. And, you know, the other thing too, Adam, since I made a pre-race pick, I feel like we got to make this fair for the commentator curse aspect of it here. Do you have a driver that you think might be your pick to win tonight, or just your one to watch?
Yeah, you know, I know about half these guys in here. You know, there's a few names that I don't know as well. I'm going to go with the highest running one that I recognize, Michael Kostick in that number 8 machine. We'll see if he's able to get it done. Started in the top 5, so he'll be my pick.
All right, well, there you go, Bradley. I know you're not where people can hear you on the broadcast. Do you have one you're throwing out there? We can share it with the rest of the viewers at home. I'm gonna take that as a no, since I didn't get an answer back. Either that, or he's just trying to not run the risk of of putting the commentator curse on anybody himself. But again, we've got the QR code up there on the screen. If you want to go ahead and support and make a donation to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, you can scan that QR code. It'll take you to the opportunity to do so. Also do have that link in the description for the YouTube video as well. Appreciate everybody that is tuning in, watching, supporting. However you are supporting here this evening is definitely appreciated as we get the 1 to green here. Going to be going back next time around. And it's already been really entertaining, Adam. A lot of side-by-side action. Those 3 lead changes already to this point. Quite a bit going on out on the track here tonight.
Yeah, really action-packed from the drop of the green flag with the 3 wide pretty much straight away. And these guys are running different types of lines, you know, sending it into the corner. They are not holding back, which is awesome to see. It's obviously for a great cause, but they want to go out there and get the victory as well. And some of these guys already willing to push the limits.
Absolutely, and it has put on a great show thus far, already on lap number 17 here this evening. Okay, this is Bradley's pick. Just came through on the back end here. He's taking Holden McGill, so that is the Bradley Cooper special pick to win. You know, the last time the 3 of us all made a pick to win, they finished 1, 2, 3. I ain't gonna say that that's gonna happen tonight, but they actually did break the curse over in BTDY. So we'll see if that holds true again here this evening. This green flag is back out in the air, back underway here on lap number 17. Good jump up on the top lane for the 33 of Teft, and he is able to clear the 45 on the truck, 29 on timing and scoring of Matt Cherry.
Yeah, they were looking 3 wide deeper in the field before they got to turn number 1. That settles back out to 2 wide. You can see now battle for that race lead, though. Here comes Matt Cherry, dives to the inside, big run into turn number 3, just about able to clear the 33 machine off the corner, and he's not going to be able to. Here comes Teft back to the outside. Behind them, Ryan Dingler and Holden McGill race side by side for 3rd and 4th. And then 24 machine of Sean Kaiser all by his lonesome watching these 2 battles occur.
And that's 16 or 40 on timing and scoring, but 16 on the truck of Ryan Dingler is another one of our sponsors here this evening with RD Designs. Does a lot of iRacing paint schemes, and a good looking one on the truck here this evening, kind of running that colleague type of scheme like we've seen in the trucks. And he is putting on a great performance right now, using that outside lane now, trying to get up to P2. Kind of came out of nowhere here recently. He's up 8 spots from where he started, but first time we've really got the chance to talk about him here this evening, and he is putting that Dodge Ram in the wind, getting it up to the front of the field right now.
That is the only Dodge Ram in the field, so he's got to represent the brand as best as possible. He's doing that, gets the clear for 2nd place. 3rd place behind him, 4th and 5th now going to get together.
Kaiser through the grass. No caution as of yet. It looks like he's able to hang on to it and save it. Not going to throw cautions for just the single truck spins here this evening. Kaiser going to lose a ton of track position. Let's go back and take a quick look at this one on the replay. Looked like there was some contact with the wall initially off of turn number 4. Kaiser in that 24 up on the high side. Yeah, kind of follows Cherry into the wall and then gets into the 21 of McGill. Hey, I think that's actually 2 commentator curses, because Adam was just talking about the 24 of Kaiser and Bradley just picked McGill not even 3 minutes ago. So a little 2 for 1 there, but hey, another $10 to the foundation.
Now that's things have gotten. Did I say something about the 24? I'll take it either way. They are still single file out at the front. Car got in the wall, though, just inside the top 10. That was the 52, or 92 of Stubblefield, rather. He is slow down on the inside now, settles back in the line. 3 wide behind him. All kinds of action going on here in the middle of this pack. Almost looking 4 wide there off of turn number 2. They settle back out to 2 wide, but some of these drivers pushing really hard to try and gain positions as this race is going on and clicking off laps pretty quickly here.
Yeah,
a car on the wall up towards the front. No, 51 of Austin McColgan caught the wall pretty hard right there, and that turn 4 wall has been sneaking up on these drivers so far this race.
Yeah, it really has. And this track is, I mean, it's pretty brutal on tires now with the last few updates that they've done, especially with the trucks being a little bit more aero dependent. Seems like you get in that dirty air and it's just so hard off of turn number 4 to keep the truck wanting to turn and rotate. And so far it has already bitten quite a few drivers as they are 3 wide. They were thinking about 4 for a second. This is where all the action is right now. And of course, my pre-race pick, Logan Threlkeld, right there in the middle of it in that number 18 Greg Biffle truck. And when I say right in the middle of it, I mean literally right in the middle of it. He was thinking about going 3 wide middle there under the 51 of McColgan for a moment. Thought better of it. Well, maybe not for long, though. He's thinking about it again.
Oh, just got a little contact with the 30 who drifted up from the bottom. 46 gets in the wall there. I think that's Peyton Hubbard, maybe, up there on the top side. No, that's a different one. That's Dallas Sullivan, actually, who was getting into the outside wall. He's drifting back a little bit here. They are just about 4 wide behind him. 3 wide, 2 rows deep. This is craziness back here outside the top 20.
Yeah, these guys are definitely giving it everything they can right now to try to gain any sort of track position possible. And, I mean, it is just putting on for some great racing right now. 2 wide, I mean, almost the whole way back through the pack. And then when you get over here to the front straightaway where they can kind of dip down on that apron, give them a little bit more room, I mean, they are using every run that they can. See the 99 of Brandon Wallace there up at the top. We're riding on board with Barret Morton. There's 3 wide in front of them. This is not what you want to see when you're trying to work your way back up through the field and you've already had to use that fast repair.
73 machine almost looked 4 wide on the top side, thought better of it, and probably for good reason. 99 gets put in the wall right in front of him as the 00 and the 99 slamming doors off the corner. That's going to allow the 21 of Holden McGill to work his way underneath, trying to recover from that accident earlier. And
oh, they're 4 wide. They were momentarily. They're thinking about it again. Oh my gosh, they make it work through there. Wow. I did not think they were going to be able to get through that one. And, you know, also in the interest of fairness, I mentioned Brandon Wallace's name and he smacked the wall off of turn 4. So we'll say that's number 2 on me here this evening. As Austin McColgan taking a trip through the infield grass, he hangs onto it, goes down on the pit road to save it. Oh, he got way loose off of turn 4. Maybe, oh, well, I guess that's why he got loose. He got a little bit of help down there. I mean, looking like he's tried to compete for the X Games or motocross there or something with air times through the infield grass and somehow able to hang on to that machine.
Yeah, I think that's about the 2nd or 3rd time Stubblefield's caught the outside wall and maybe caught somebody down to his inside. He drifts all the way back now outside the top 30 and maybe with some right side damage on that truck. Battle for the race lead is on, though, as Gage Teft And Ryan Dingler looking to the inside now, trying to get that spot away. Battle for third and fourth going on right behind them. And all of this starting to...
Oh, we've got a truck around on the back straightaway. It looks like the 00. I'm sorry, that is the 11 of Dylan Johns. Just got spun on the back straightaway. Almost goes airborne. And that'll put us under the yellow flag here on lap number 31. It looks like Dingler was able to claim the lead before the yellow came out. Double check on that here in just a moment, but contact between the 00 and the 83 just squeezes up a little bit in front of the 83. They both go around, and from the head-on angle, it looked like the 00 there almost caught some air down the back straightaway. Kind of looked similar to the blowover that we saw at Kansas in the O'Reilly series for a moment.
Yeah, it looked like the car was trying to ride up onto the yellow safer barrier with the nose there, and just didn't quite have the speed to complete that, but close call for potential rollover. And Ryan Dingler did get the race lead at the time of caution, so he'll decide who comes down pit road here.
Yeah, I believe we'll probably see the majority of the field make their way down pit lane. There are some drivers a little bit further back that aren't quite as far on fuel and tires, but it looks like, I mean, pretty much everybody, I think that's actually the entire field on the lead lap making their way down pit lane here. And yeah, that is everybody. Not a single truck electing to stay out here. And Dingler, like we mentioned with that RD Designs, is one of those series, or one of the race sponsors here this evening. And putting that sponsorship to good use so far. We'll see if he can maintain the lead off of pit road.
Yeah, it looks like Samuel Joseph, just fuel in that number 20 machine, going to get off of pit road first. Dingler going to come off in second, Matt Cherry third, Gage Taft and Michael Kostek fourth and fifth. And don't see any penalties amongst these drivers. We'll see if Joseph comes back in, if that was a mistake, but interesting call early on in this race.
Yeah, that's certainly an interesting call, like you said. I don't know how well that's going to work out for him, because everybody else, scrolling down through our timing and scoring here, and the only other driver that I see that didn't take tires is all the way back in 17th. That's the 83 of Justin Wilson. And I believe he was down a set from an earlier incident. So, I mean, it would stand to reason that he wouldn't, that he wouldn't want to take another set this early on, but definitely going to make it difficult moving forward, as I believe we should get the 1 to green here.
Yeah, and it looks like Samuel Joseph had been down previous time on pit road, so it's possible he had taken tires on an earlier caution, and this time just topping up on fuel. And yeah, like you said, trying to save the remaining sets for later in this race. Still just about a third of the way through.
Yeah, already 1/3 of the way through. And again, got that QR code there on the screen for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. You can scan that and take you to the link to donate, should you choose to do so. Appreciate the support out there from everybody watching. And yeah, this will be a good restart here. See how this works out with the older tires for Samuel Joseph, and see if he's able to hang on to this lead with the track position. But I have a feeling that these fresher tires are probably going to make pretty quick work of Joseph here, but I've been proven wrong previously. See if they will do so again. And we've also got Adam, your pick, Michael Kostek, up here in the top 5. Second car in line on the inside row as we get ready to go back green here. Pace truck has pulled off. Samuel Joseph, the control truck. Green flag in the air, back underway here at Las Vegas for the Riley's Roses 150. Pretty good launch there out of Joseph. So he's able to clear through for the lead, but this is really going to be the big test here, is how well is he able to maintain that through the turns. And they are already putting a ton of pressure on him. Looked like they were thinking about splitting 3 wide, but he drifts up to the top of the track. But here comes Cherry on the bottom.
Again, a big push from Ryan Dingler, too. This could be chaos. if he pushes him too hard, this is the end of the racetrack.
They're three wide. Oh, they were thinking about 3 wide. Not quite, though. They're 3 wide further back in the pack.
Yeah, one on the apron down there. That is Logan Threlkeld, I believe. Saw another one low on the apron up here inside the top 10 as they were battling. And things getting settled out at the front. The top 2, Matt Cherry and Gage Taft, Dingler and Caustic. And we've got a car spinning down the backstretch. Into the wall. That was Chase Wright, and yellow flag is going to fly again.
Back under caution here. Logan Threlkeld there, you can see on the replay. Got a little bit loose through 3 and 4. Looked like he clipped the apron a little bit there, but able to hang on to it. But while that was going on, like you mentioned, Chase Wright, 18, I believe he's either the 18 or the 16 on timing and scoring. Yep. 16 on timing and scoring, 30 on his truck. Was caught up in this most recent caution down the back straightaway. Sean Kaiser in a kind of checkup incident there in the 24. He's got some pretty good damage. I believe that's Kevin Price is the other driver involved. So it looked like contact between Chase Wright and Mark Cofield there. Gets him into the outside wall, and then, yeah, Kevin Price and Sean Kaiser in that secondary incident getting caught up in it. Pretty good hit to the front of the 80 truck. Little cattywampus on the front of that machine after that incident. And back under caution here on lap number 36.
Definitely a pretty hard hit there for the 16, as he will definitely be coming down pit road to get some of that cleaned up.
And I don't know if we ever... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Adam.
I was going to say, I don't know if we ever looked at the track conditions at the start of this race. Yeah, not as hot as you would expect out here in the desert. So these guys do have quite a bit of grip. 95-degree track temp, 80-degree air temp out here, clear. So not a lot of cloud cover at any point to give you that occasional shade, which might give you a little bit more grip. But you can see there's a bit of shade here from those billboards and the safer barrier on the outside, where there might be a little bit more grip here in 1 and 2.
Yeah, interesting to see how that'll change as we go throughout the evening. Getting close to the halfway point here, working lap number 37. And the reason I bring that up about the halfway point is Cody Anderson, one of the people working our race control here this evening, along with Kyle Deering and Charles Abert. Want to give them a shout out for volunteering their time here this evening to do so. But Cody Anderson is sponsoring a halfway leader award tonight. So whoever is leading once we hit that halfway mark of the race will receive a $10 bonus prize for that as well. So something that these drivers will be racing for here in just a handful of laps as we work this caution. But all the funds that we're raising here tonight going to benefit the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And, I was doing a little bit of reading and research earlier today just on what exactly they do to help those that are fighting cystic fibrosis and those that have it that need help. They do help with things like finance management. They help with like the insurance aspect of it, connecting with doctors to help with treatments and things of that nature. So even more than just like the awareness and the research that goes into cystic fibrosis, they also do a lot of the day-to-day practical type of things with it as well. So a lot of really great work that they do. And it's just really cool to see how much support Barret Morton has been able to generate for this cause. And I'll be curious to see once he gets all the final tallies and everything as well, just how much he's able to raise for this. And I don't know if we'll have the total before we sign off tonight, but like I said, last year, I know it was right around $1,000 that they were able to raise.
Yeah, and that's really amazing to see the community here at iRacing come together and support something like this. I was also looking at the website. You guys had sent me the link a bit earlier today, and it's really cool to see how they can connect different people who are going through cystic fibrosis or experiencing it, whether themselves or their families. They help you connect to other people in similar situations, so you can share your experience and kind of talk about things with someone who knows what you're going through. So really cool to see that as a part of what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. As we get ready to go back green here. Green flag in the air. Back underway here at Las Vegas. Great jump there for Matt Cherry. He's going to be able to easily clear out to the lead. Ryan Dingler gets through for the second position. Michael Kostick now up into fourth behind Teft. Samuel Yosef still hanging on in that sixth position. So those older tires haven't proven to be a huge detriment, although not a lot of green flag racing on them as of yet. See if he can hang on to that.
Tell you who's making a pretty good recovery so far is Holden McGill, the 21 machine, as he looks to the inside, already back into the top 10, nearly gets into the quarter panel of Robert Peterson in the 27. They're 3 wide headed into turn number 1, and he is trying to make up all that ground he lost not that long ago. It's probably only been about 10 or 15 laps, but already back in the top 10, getting closer to the top 5.
Yeah, and he started P1 tonight. We know he's got a lot of speed in that truck. Currently got the 55 of Cody Atkins right in front of him. Oh, it's right behind that battle for position. A driver going around. I think they're all able. No, they were not able to hang on to it. Barret Morton able to dodge, though. Has to go down pit lane to miss that one. The 25 of Daniel Glover was some pretty big damage there. Back under the yellow flag for a multi-truck incident here on lap number 41. Back and take a look on the instant replay to unpack this one.
Yeah, big hit for the 22 or the 19 of Skylar Daly. He's down there, that neon and black truck. You see huge hit as he bounced off another truck up on the outside. Yeah, a lot of huge hits, and drivers involved further back in the field as well.
Yeah, I see that 83 truck involved there as well. Not been the night that he was hoping for, but that is an absolutely massive hit for the 22 of Skylar Daly. Saw Peyton Hubbard in the 31. He was the one that initially got loose, it looked like, and started the checkups here. He just about had it saved. And this is, I mean, that is a huge hit for the 22 of Skylar Daly. And then Hubbard getting into the 25 there. See Mickey Isaac taking a sharp left to try to get down pit lane. Look at the 18, or the,
I was going to say
the 18 though of Logan Threlkeld. I think
he made it
got through that with little to no damage.
Yeah, that was masterful the way he got through that wreck. You can see here, just gets on the brakes early. You know, there's obviously something happening. He's not got a lot of room to work, though. And there's smoke all in front of him and just gets by.
Man,
wow.
Maybe he is the one that can actually dodge my commentator curse. That, I mean, a lesser man would have gotten wiped out right there just because I was the one that picked him. So, I mean, he's never going to let me hear the end of this when I say this on broadcast, but damn, I'm proud of him for missing that one. That was actually impressive. So, yeah, he might be the one here that can actually miss it 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, very, very impressive.
And I tell you what, why don't we have a little bit of fun here? I see where Logan's at. We're under caution. Let's bring him up here for an interview real quick. Logan Threlkeld, this is your 3 favorite people up in the V-Speed booth. You got us?
Oh my gosh, it is my 3 favorite people up here in the V-Speed booth.
Well, I knew that. Hey, I made you my pre-race pick. And I know you're never going to let me hear the end of this, but man, I am like honestly impressed by that wreck that you just missed. Was that just pray and try to get through it, or did you actually have an idea of what you were doing there?
Well, you know, Daniel, I wake up and I pee excellence. I'm the best there is. I'm the best there ever was. You know, that's pure, raw, unfiltered talent.
Oh man, you win one race at Talladega and it goes right to your head, I guess. But hey,
no, it's beating the Cunningham curse is what went to my head.
Well, I just said a lesser man would have been killed by that one because I picked you pre-race, so you might be the one that's actually immune to it. But getting ready to go back green. I'll go ahead and send you back to whatever chat it was that you were in. I think I remember which one it was. But good luck the rest of the way. We'll see if you can keep dodging the commentator curse.
Thanks, bud. See you guys.
Well, that went about as well as expected, I think, there, Adam.
I'm glad he censored that for us. He didn't have to. That was funny, though. But yeah, what an amazing job getting through the wreck. And, you know, so many other drivers also avoided it, which I was surprised. It was almost a track blocker, the way that they wrecked there coming off with, you know, you had cars parked in the middle, up by the outside wall, down on the apron. That is tough to get through, but these guys doing a fantastic job overall. You know, limiting the damage and the amount of cars getting involved.
Yeah, going to be a little bit of a wonky restart here for some of these drivers in the back because we did have some black flag penalties that had to be cleared. Drivers going down pit lane, but iRacing still single files those drivers out when we go back green. But up here at the front of the field, getting ready to hit that restart zone and get back underway here. Green flag out once again here for the Riley's Roses 150, working lap number 44, getting close to that halfway point. And that $10 bonus for the driver that is leading at halfway.
Really big jump for the 45 on that restart. Going to get out in front here, and then the drivers behind him going to have a bit of a draft. So the 16, rather the 40 of Ryan Dingler up on the top side. Is he going to make a move? He does look low. Maybe a little contact getting down in the corner.
Oh, there was definitely contact, and that is going to open the door now for Dingler on the bottom, trying to make a move. Michael Kostick now up into the third position. Here comes Samuel Joseph fighting back on those older tires. 3 wide back behind him. Cody Atkins with a door bank down on the bottom, but he's able to hang on to it. And, I mean, we still got a little over halfway to go, but these drivers are not racing like it right now.
Yeah, these two at the front. Yeah, the only Ram out here battling for that $10 halfway bonus. Got the nose out in front, drifting uphill. Though out of turn number 4, really tight racing for the lead. 3 wide behind him. There is Holden McGill charging from the back of the pack after his earlier incident. Now taking it 3 wide to the top, all the way to the outside wall. Can he carry that momentum into the top 5? Almost able to get around Samuel Joseph there. And then it's Gary Whitson now to his inside. He does complete the pass, now working on 4th.
Here comes Kostick to the bottom of Matt Cherry, trying to make that work for 2nd, but Bradley Cooper's pick, Holden McGill, he's up there ripping the Larson line, trying to find a way around Whitson. He's about ready to put some pressure now on Michael Kostick for the final podium position. We'll see if he goes back, not quite as far up the track this time around, running more of that middle groove this time, but still doing a nice job making those upper lanes work. And able to carry a ton of speed up there, is now dropping to the bottom. Trying to make Bradley Cooper look good right now.
We haven't seen anybody really use that upper lane. That used to be the go-to line getting around Las Vegas. And so far tonight, it's been the middle and kind of the lower lines through both of the corners here. And yeah, it looks like nobody really electing to jump up to the top side other than the 21 for those couple of laps. We do see one a little further back, though. That looks like it's Dallas Sullivan in the 46 machine trying to make that work. But battle for 3rd, pretty heavy, as the battle for the lead goes to Ryan Dingler for the moment. Just a couple laps to halfway. Can he get that $10 bonus over the 45 of Matt Cherry?
I really thought you were getting ready to say nobody's made Bradley Cooper look good for a while. I thought that's where you were going with that, and I was a little disappointed when you didn't. I had it teed right up for you, but hey,
I'm kinder to my co-commentators and production crew than you guys are.
You're nicer to them than I am, that's for sure. I can 100% guarantee that. But yeah, that Samuel Joseph there running in the 7th position, still doing a nice job holding on those older tires. Does drift up the track just a little bit. Mark Cofield looking to the inside. Cody Atkins giving him a push down the front straightaway. Next time around, we'll be handing out that award for the halfway leader, Ryan Dingler, with a 2 truck length lead over Matt Cherry. Looks like he's got that one pretty well in pocket right now.
Yeah, looking pretty good to get that bonus. Looking for other battles up here, you know, inside the top 10. We've got Cody Atkins looking to the inside of Samuel Joseph trying to complete that pass. Also the 10 machine of Jeremiah Hobbs, who's our biggest mover of the race, up 24 positions. Right there in that 10th spot. He's looking on that battle as well. 3 wide behind them. Robert Peterson, Tyler Justice, Logan Threlkeld taking it downstairs all the way to the inside lane. And they're trying to battle for that one, trying to get closer to the top 10 as well. Things got a little bit more spaced out than we saw earlier in this race, but that's what happens when you got a few cars involved in some accidents.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of anticipate that it will space out just a little bit, but the halfway leader is that 40 of Ryan Dingler. So congrats to him on that $10 bonus, but he's still got quite a bit here of competition directly behind him. And now I see what you're laughing at, Bradley. Looking out there in the YouTube chat, Tim Jones, Logan Danica Threlkeld, let's go. Yeah, that's my pick for tonight. He's definitely got it working against him, but he's trying to work his way up through the field. He is in the middle of another hornet's nest, though. It seems like that's been his favorite place to be here so far tonight.
Yeah, Samuel Joseph on those older tires, right? He is just kind of hanging here, and this is stacking everyone up. 55 of Cody Atkins could not complete the pass. He's riding behind him, as well as Robert Peterson's now looking to the inside. So all of these trucks kind of getting stuck behind the older tires, and anything can happen when you've got, a truck like that leading a pack.
At 27 of Peterson finally able to clear around Samuel Joseph, but Tyler Justice and Cody Atkins trying to find a way around as well. Got Logan Threlkeld right there behind. Brandon Wallace, first time we've really talked about him in a little bit. He did have a little earlier incident, nothing too major. Able to recover now and start to work his way back up through the field in that 15th position, running side by side with Frank Flores in the 88 truck.
Caution is out.
Yellow flag is out. I believe I just heard race control say someone was stopped on track, and that is the 83 that you're seeing on screen there. So that'll put us back under the yellow here, just past the halfway mark of this one.
Yeah, the 25 also involves, and the 51, pretty heavy contact for a couple of those guys.
Yeah, that is definitely the right call by race control to go ahead and throw that yellow, with Austin McColgan also caught up in that. And the 25 there is another driver that did have an incident earlier tonight as well. Maybe still battling a little bit of damage there. Don't believe. Oh yeah, he gets loose off of the exit of the turn and just nowhere for McColgan to go. And then the 83 innocent bystander, he gets caught up in that as well. So just unfortunate, nowhere really for him to go.
Yeah, so this is an interesting point in the race, right? You're just about at the fuel window. Obviously, the pacing of the cautions that we've had so far, you'd expect we would have another one. Almost looked like the 40 of Dingler was going to stay out, and he elects to go in. Gary Whitson is going to stay on the racetrack, though, and not pit this time. We'll see if anyone else joins him up here. But it looks like pretty much everybody is going to bring it down pit road.
Yeah, we're seeing the majority of the field, like you had mentioned, come down pit lane here. And still just taking a look. Yeah, the only one that I'm seeing that hasn't is Gary Whitson, like you mentioned. So it did work out pretty well for Samuel Joseph when he tried it. He was able to maintain some pretty good track position. So we'll see how this works out. And actually, it does look like maybe there were a couple others that stayed out here. Dallas Sullivan and Skylar Daly electing to stay out. But Robert Peterson is going to be the first off pit road, and it looks like a two-tire stop for him.
Yeah, just 8 seconds in the pit box for Peterson. Interesting call there. He's up 15 positions in the race, and we'll see if he's able to hang on to it. The two tires could potentially work depending on how the car was handling or the truck was handling before. If it's a little tight, sometimes two tires will loosen it up, or it can sometimes make the handling conditions a little bit worse based on what you were going through. But hopefully he practiced with it a little bit. That's always your best bet if you kind of know what the truck's going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And just taking a look out here, let's try to see what drivers we may have that we could pull up. Tell you what, let's bring Dallas Sullivan up real quick. Dallas, this guy's up in V-Speed booth. You got us?
What's up, brother?
Well, man, you decided to stay out on the old tires here. I ain't going to keep you too long because you're getting ready to get the one to green here. But how are you feeling with the old tires on the front row?
Well, I'm feeling like I made a mistake on lap 5 when I was stopped to top up my fuel, and I forgot to tell my crew chief to not put tires on my car. So we burned a set really early in this race and put ourselves at a disadvantage. And now I just hope I'm not the person that puts this on the highlight reel here. So we're going to do the best we can and then stay out of people's way. I mean, the folks that just went down pit road said their tires weren't too worn, but I was starting to feel it at the end of that run. So we'll do the best we can here.
All right. Well, best of luck to you. Figured, saw you out there, bring you up here, give you a quick shout out. Appreciate you supporting the cause tonight. Good luck as we go back green here.
I appreciate you, Daniel. Thank you.
we'll see how this works out. You know, this might be a double curse if he ends up getting wrecked on this, because I decided to bring him up in the booth. So I'm going to go ahead and apologize to Dallas ahead of time if that ends up happening here. But restarting on the outside of row 1 alongside Gary Whitson. Skylar Daly mentioned he also is on the older tires here, with them electing to stay out. But pace truck is off. We'll see how this works out for the 3 that did stay out. Green flag back out in the air here on lap number 57. Sullivan doesn't get a great launch up on the top lane. He's going to be side by side for the 2nd position, but a good push from the 27 is going to give him a little bit of momentum here through 1 and 2.
Yeah, this end of the racetrack, they're still just kind of getting up to speed, so we won't know how it's going to affect him compared to the trucks behind until we get to this end of the racetrack. He's able to clear the 22 for the moment. He sends it down into the turn pretty deep and able to stick pretty good. For
4 wide for a moment. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they
the
make
back
it
bumper
work.
of Dallas Sullivan there. They're thinking about it again. So that is Matt Cherry up on the top side. There's Sullivan in the middle, Daly on the bottom. They're able to funnel back to 3 wide. They're still 3 wide though. And yeah, you got to wonder if Dallas is maybe regretting that decision a little bit more now. They're turning right behind him. Oh, and now it's a parking lot down the back straightaway. Massive crash going into turn number 3.
Yeah, they're still piling in.
Yeah, see Sean Kaiser there. Skylar Daly caught up. Samuel Yosef was spun around in that. I think I heard Bradley Cooper mention there. Yeah, I think I heard Bradley mention Caustic there. Sorry, I got distracted for a minute because I heard Curse of Cunningham in my ear on the race comms.
He made it through, yeah. The 8 of Caustic kind of was the start of it, but he survived the best of anyone. Car got hooked, or truck got hooked back to the right direction, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, that is another massive hit there for Skylar Daly. I think Logan Threlkel did get a little bit of damage in that as well, but yeah, they were thinking 4 wide there. Olden McGill is able to get through it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and toss another 5 on my books here for this evening, as I saw the back end of the 18 truck up in the air. So yeah, it turns out he's not 100% immune to the Curse of Cunningham, as it may be. And some great camera work here by Bradley Cooper in the production truck to be able to catch the slow-mo of Santa's trip against the safer barrier there.
Yeah, he was riding on the 55. His truck was supported entirely on the back of Cody Adkins there. So not something you like to see if you're the driver of the number 18 or the guy who voted for him.
Yeah. Hey, at least this time it's going to a good cause though. But, you know, we brought Dallas Sullivan up here and asked him about that decision to stay out. He said he felt like he made a mistake. He's got to feel like a genius now after they wrecked directly behind him. He'd have been right in the middle of that had he come down pit lane. So
yeah, dodged a bullet.
Yeah, maybe working out in his favor a little bit there. So see if he can hang on the rest of the way here on those older tires. But while we've got a second here under caution, just want to mention again, we do have that donation link in the YouTube chat or in the YouTube stream description rather. We've got that QR code up on your screen that if you do want to scan that as well, you can donate using that link also. And again, appreciate everybody's support here this evening. But yeah, this has been an entertaining one out on the track so far. Been a lot going on the track. And of course, Spear Crest, another one of the great sponsors that we've got here this evening, helping to put this event together, help everything work with this one. So appreciate their support here as well, and helping to make this possible.
And Dallas Sullivan, he'll stay out on the racetrack here along with the leader of the race, Gary Whitson, who's been out here on these old tires for 30 laps now. And they're going to both restart inside the top 5. You can see Holden McGill going to be restarting in that 5th position. He's had a fantastic recovery from his earlier accident, or close accident, right, where he got spun down and had to rejoin all the way back, I think, outside the top 30, and raced his way back under green, I think, into the top 25, top 20, and then he's just been flying up through the field since then. So looking pretty good for that driver. And still quite a few drivers left in this race. Almost all of them on the lead lap. 32 out of the 36 that actually started the race tonight are still on the lead lap, and only one is off the racetrack right now.
Yeah, it is. And it's been a really competitive field, and two of the drivers on that outside lane, Sullivan and Jeremiah Hobbs, the two biggest movers so far, up 31 and 29 spots from where they started here this evening. So quite a bit of movement throughout the field, working their way up and putting themselves in position here as we hit the back half of this race. Getting ready to go back green. Gary Whitson, like you said, still using those older tires to maintain position. Green flag is in the air, but a great jump on that outside lane by Matt Cherry. He does not have any help behind him, though. And Ryan Dingler with a really good launch there, trying to push that 13 truck to the lead, but now Cherry hanging tough on the outside lane. We'll see if Dingler decides to take it 3 wide here, maybe try to get a 2-for-1.
Yeah, Matt Cherry with the top side has that momentum. Here comes Holden McGill. Big send up there in the top lane. Able to get around the 40 of Dingler, and now sets his sights on second place. Should be able to clear him before they even get down through turns 1 and 2. And again, carrying the momentum up on that top side does just that. Matt Cherry clear by 4 car lengths out in front, but that is going to close up pretty quickly. Here comes Holden McGill with a big push from Dingler down the backstretch. And here comes the 21 to the inside.
The 21 of McGill, the Bradley Cooper pick, trying to get back up to the front of this field. He started P1. He's led 10 laps. He's had a lot of speed here this evening. Had fallen back through the pack, but the momentum up on the top side. Not able to clear through for the lead as of yet, as the 40 there of Dingler gave a push to Matt Cherry. It gets him back out front. Now trying to get his way back up into the second position as well. Just a really good battle between the three of them. It just seems like that third truck in line is going to dictate how this race plays out and who they decide to work with.
Yeah, it looks like those three are your kind of most competitive trucks here tonight. And all have been up at the front in various capacities for most of this race. And 21 done a fantastic job, as stated before, closing back in here into the top 5, now battling for the lead again. Battle behind them, Gary Whitson on those old tires, under pressure from Mark Cofield in the 57 machine. As he looks down to the inside, shouldn't be any contest there, as caution is out again.
Yeah, that is the 57 of Stefan Purcell. It got spun there. Looks like Tyler Justice was involved as well in the 6 truck, but the 57 was sitting backwards on the racing surface, and the admins throwing the caution there for that one. Let's go back and take a look on the V-Speed instant replay. And catching the tail end of it there, it looked like Justice was to the outside, but it was hard to tell if maybe the 57 moved up. Yeah, the 57 just clears up across the nose of the 6 car there, right in front of my pick, Logan Threlkeld, but he is able to cleanly get through. Let's take a look on board here from the 6 of Tyler Justice, and yeah, he's running up on that top groove. He's got the momentum. Purcell turns up across the nose of the 6 truck.
Yeah, just not clear in that instance. And that was another situation where it almost looked like the truck was starting to come up off the ground riding along the wall like that, but not the case. And we do have a few takers down pit road. Looks like Gary Whitson is going to bring it in. Maybe Dallas Sullivan also. Yes, he is going to come down and put fresh tires on. And now these guys are going to be a little bit off strategy to those who are up there at the front of the field.
Yeah, a bit more of a mixed bag of strategy on this one, as it looks like about the top 20 or so cars elected to stay out on this caution. Everybody else on back coming down for fuel and tires. Looks like there was one 2-tire stop. Looks like Mark Cofield 9.5 seconds in the box, took just 2 tires. But Gary Whitson, Dallas Sullivan, they did elect to take 4 tires. The rest of the ones that came down, it looks like they actually were taking fuel only, maybe getting a little bit of damage repaired or taking a fast repair. But while we have a moment under this caution, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back with you here for the conclusion of the Riley's Roses 150 for cystic fibrosis.
Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
We're not ready. I hope my daddy wins.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Riley's Roses 150 here on V-Speed. Getting ready to go back green, just a half a lap away from the resumption of this race. Front row of Matt Cherry, Ryan Dingler, as they have been for a majority of the evening. Got Holden McGill, Jeremiah Hobbs, and Peyton Hubbard, your top 5 right now. See Barret Morton there. 4th car in line on the inside has worked his way back up through the field, currently showing in the 7th position. The event organizer here for this evening. Pace truck getting ready to pull off. We'll be back underway with just 30 laps to go in this event here this evening. This green flag is back out in the air. Great launch here for the 45. But no real draft help out back as of yet. They're going to be side by side between Ryan Dingler and Holden McGill for the 2nd position as they head through 1 and 2.
Yeah, there was a big checkup on the inside lane. I thought we were maybe going to have an issue deeper in the field. They are 3 wide with the 51 machine of Austin McColgan in the middle of all of that, but the battle for the race lead is on hot and heavy. 45 of Cherry able to clear up in front of Ryan Dingler, and here comes the 21 of McGill. Looks to the inside, not going to have the momentum off the turn number 4, but here comes Jeremiah Hobbs, one of your biggest movers, actually the biggest mover, still moving forward up on that top lane, trying to take on the 21 machine.
Yeah, he's done a really nice job working his way up through the field from that 35th starting position here this evening. currently riding behind the 21 of Holden McGill. Peyton Hubbard, I think we've seen Hubbard caught up in a multitude of different incidents, now worked his way back up into the top 5, but battle for the lead is on. Here comes Ryan Dingler to the bottom, trying to find a way around Matt Cherry. Who is Holden McGill going to choose to go with here? Or does he try to make it 3 wide? Dingler not quite clear yet off of corner exit. They're 3 wide behind, though. That is Hubbard, Hobbs, and McGill. 3 wide as they head into turn 3. McGill given plenty of room up there on that very uppermost groove, but they're going to come together really tight off of turn 4, but they're able to get through it. Still side by side for the lead between Cherry and Dingler.
Yeah, a little door contact down into turn number 1. They side draft each other. That's going to allow 3rd, 4th, and 5th to close back on in. Jeremiah Hobbs trying to stay down low. Almost crosses up in front of Holden McGill once again. Not able to settle in place. Here comes the 21. Constantly shaking and moving up here in the top 5. And McGill going to have a full head of steam off of turn number 4.
Cherry able to hang on to the lead for now, utilizing that momentum. A little bit further back here, got the 71 of Klein, you've got McColgan, you've got Threlkeld all in this battle. Jeremiah Holt there as well in the mix of this. All just outside the top 10. They were 3 wide for a moment. They're thinking about 3 wide again, but not quite. There is contact. There goes Jeremiah Holt. Spins, but he's able to save it after contact there. I mean, that was a wicked save out of the 73. He got one in the wall. That is the 00 on the truck. As the 11 of Dylan Johns on your timing and scoring. He got into the wall off of turn 4, and everybody able to navigate around. We're still under green, but man, there was a lot going on in 3 and 4 that time around.
Yeah, that's been the trouble turn all night long. As a little contact up here between Jeremiah Hobbs and Peyton Hubbard battling for 4th. 31 got into the left rear just a little bit down into turn number 3. That's allowed now Stubblefield and Morton to close in behind. Those 2 battle side by side. You got Gage Teft, Gary Whitson, and David Calvert making up your top 10. You can also throw Michael Kostick into that battle, trying to come back through the field after he got collected in that backstretch accident not that long ago.
Oh my gosh. I saw him sideways. I saw the 73 of Jeremiah Holt sideways over there in 3 and 4, but I did not realize he was that far sideways. That is not a save that that's a save you almost never make. And he looked like he was ready to take it out to the dirt track. Looked like more like he was at Eldora there than at Las Vegas, but lost his track position, but he's got the truck in one piece. That's the most important part. Back up here towards the front of the field. Got Kostick there in the 8, trying to work his way back up through to the front after that earlier incident that he had. Looking to the inside of Teft here, and that was Calvert getting into the outside wall off of 4 in his battle with McColgan.
Yeah, something to note about him and a few of these other drivers up here. Gary Whitson on the freshest tires of anyone in the top 10, and then you've got Kostick and also McColgan right there with pretty fresh tires as well compared to the leaders. So they may start making up some ground here. Is still the 10 and the 31 are throwing haymakers, and 31's going to throw a haymaker right into the outside wall.
Contact. There goes the 13 of Whitson. He's around into the outside wall. And
I think that's a commentator first.
Yeah, I think that's close enough to chalk up a $5 in the Adam Baker category there. But yeah, that is unfortunate. I mean, he was flying back up through the field on those fresher tires. Go back and take a look on the instant replay for this one. And Peyton Hubbard gets, really tight on exit. And there was that turn down to the left. I don't believe there was any intent there whatsoever out of the 31. It looked like he was just trying to crank some wheel into it, get the truck off the wall. And once it finally hooked up, he had a lot of wheel hooked into it. And once it finally hooked up, it just turns down into the 13.
Yeah, he only came off the wall about a foot, and the 13 was there. It gets so tight off that corner anyways, so yeah, nothing intentional about that. Just unfortunate circumstance for both drivers, and they'll both be able to continue here, as I believe they both have a faster pair remaining, or maybe not.
Hubbard does not have a fast repair. He had to use his in the earlier incident that he had. Like I say, he's been caught up in a few different ones here this evening. The 13 of Gary Whitson, he did still have his fast repair, but I'm not showing him on track. I believe he actually had to tow after that.
I'm still seeing him. Yeah, he's
no,
still
I'm
out
sorry.
Here. Hubbard.
Yeah, I'm mistaken. Yeah, you are 100% correct on that. That was my mistake on that.
Yeah, it looks like Hubbard with a black flag. Maybe that's a meatball flag potentially, but yeah, it looks like it's just a normal black flag, maybe for causing the incident, and he's parked on pit road right now. Going to probably lose a lap.
Yeah, the majority of the field going to take this opportunity to come down pit lane. And it looks like
Mark Cofield.
Maybe some two-tire stops here, a little bit of strategy for some drivers. See how this works out as far as the drivers that do elect to pit, but there are 4 drivers that did stay out. Mark Cofield, Colton Manage, Dallas Sullivan. Of course, he was already off strategy from a lot of the field, and then Justin Wilson in the 83. Matt Cherry is the first one off of pit road with Ryan Dingler, Jeremiah Hobbs, and then a certain driver that I may or may not have made my pre-race pick is going to be lining up in P8 on this restart. He took 2 tires though, so we'll see how that works out. It may help the balance of the truck a little bit, maybe help free it up just a bit if he's been struggling with it being tighter.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see these drivers who stayed out. They're on a significantly lower tire deficit than we saw the last time drivers stayed out. Dallas, 14 lap old tires. Colton Manich just 12 laps, and some of those under caution as well. So really not a huge deficit. We've seen a little bit of fall off. We haven't really had a long enough run to see the full effect of the fall off of these tires, but I would expect they can hang on here for maybe a few laps, and then these guys on the fresh Goodyear Eagles will probably make their way forward.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how these strategies play out. And Mark Cofield staying out here is interesting as well, because he only took 2 tires his last trip down pit lane. So be interesting to see how that works out for him. He's going to take the outside on this restart. Leader does get lane choice. And the 77 of Manich, who was one of those drivers that was caught up in a really early incident. We haven't got to talk about him a whole lot since that, but now playing a little bit of strategy to find his way back up here with some track position. And, based off of how the older tires held on previously, we've only got 17 laps to go. And if we get a couple of quick cautions, it may work out in these guys' favor here.
Yeah, I think it's a gamble worth taking if you didn't think you were going to be able to get the track position on speed alone. Laps are winding down, and those opportunities to make passes are also winding down. So, yeah, you might as well take the gamble here if you didn't think you had a shot at it. Or in the case of like Justin Wilson, you're out of fast repairs. Or actually, they all have their fast repairs, but he's been involved in stuff, so might as well get yourself up to the front of the field.
Yeah, try to be ahead of the incident when it inevitably happens. Let's get ready to go back green. Fielding control with Mark Cofield in that 38 on timing and scoring. Good jump here from that outside lane. Able to clear through for the lead. They are looking 3 wide back behind, though. 3 rows back of the race leader. That is Cherry in the middle. They're 4 wide through 1 and 2. No way they get through this, but I say that, and they prove me wrong. They're 3 wide, though, about 4 rows deep.
Yeah.
This is Vegas Dega, I think, with what they're trying to do out there. I mean, making it work, though, that's impressive that they were able to get through there. But those fresher tires are working. As you can see, Dingler now up into the 3rd position. Dallas Sullivan here in the middle, riding on board with Logan Threlkeld. He's on those 2 fresh tires, trying to navigate around some of those that stayed out.
Yeah, right in the middle of that sandwich as well. And look at this big move down to the bottom. Goes, that is going to be Matt
That is Cherry on the bottom.
Huge move from the top, and he's going to slide up. Nearly contact, and they're going to make contact off turn 4. Wrecking behind is the 83 of Justin Wilson.
Oh, and a huge hit to the wall there, I believe. Is that the 10 of Jeremiah Hobbs that got turned into the wall? Oh man, the driver who was one of the biggest movers on the evening gets caught up in that. And of course, you mentioned Samuel Joseph was caught up in it as well. Let's go back and take a look here at this one on the replay. The initial contact there between the 16 and Matt Cherry. And man, it coming down the track, trying to just, looks like he's just trying to stay in line with those in front of him, and just gets into Jeremiah Hobbs, hooks him straight into the wall.
And separate incident further back with the 83 of Justin Wilson, and then the 65 machine, as they were working off the corner there, nearly 4 wide for a moment. And yeah, so the wreck further up, 83 catches the wall in the back there and turns to 65. And then, yeah, big hit there for Jeremiah Hobbs, driver's side. And not sure if all those drivers have an extra fast repair, but they're going to have to use it either way if they want to have a shot at it here with just over 10 laps to go.
Yeah, if they've still got it, they don't anymore. You're definitely going to have to use it at this point and try to find a way to work your way back up through this field as we get down to the closing stages of this one here in the Riley's Roses 150. And again, just want to mention we do have that donation option out there in the YouTube description. We've got the link for the donation. Also got that QR code that we just popped up on the screen there. You can use that to donate as well to help support the cause. And yeah, it's been a I think Bradley might be right on that. He just said V-Speed's at about $100 at this point, just out of commentator curses. And I think that might be pretty close to the number that we're at so far. I think I'm up to about 25 myself right now.
Yeah, I think I'm at 15. 15 is where I'm at. So yeah, between us two, right, getting close to $50. And Bradley, you're doubling up on that, right?
We can pin every single one of them on Bradley because he's the one that puts the cameras on them. So I mean, at the end of the day, we can blame him for every last one of them. This is the new camera angle that we've got.
There are no drivers. No one can be cursed if no one can be seen.
I didn't know we were getting philosophical here in the booth tonight. Oh man, that is great. Yeah, I just got it updated. It looks like I'm trying to take a look here. The goal was, I believe, 5,000 to raise for this event, and it looks like just got an update. Said we're at about 4,200 of that so far. So that is really awesome, just how much that this is raised to this point. And yeah, it's just great to see all the support. And I think that, again, I know I mentioned it earlier, but one of the coolest things with this is just how many different leagues there are. I know there's a lot of leagues that the three of us here in the booth have covered, that we recognize these drivers from V-Speed leagues, some drivers from some other leagues out there as well. And just scrolling through and looking even just at the different chats that we've got here that drivers are hanging out in, I think there's about 5 or 6 different iRacing leagues that are represented here tonight. So that's the coolest thing out of all of it, is just, you know, iRacing is a community. We give each other a hard time, as you may or may not have noticed here in the booth this evening. We like to give each other a little bit of crap from time to time, but at the end of the day, it's a pretty tight-knit community, and we've all got each other's backs and try to support however we can.
Yeah, definitely. And we've done quite a few of these, charity events on V-Speed. I've been part of, lots of other ones as well. It's always amazing to see everybody band together and support a good cause, and, putting on a fun show tonight. I don't know how many cautions we're at this point, but it's a decent number. But we've had some amazing battles between those yellow flags.
Yeah, we definitely have. And taking a look here at our picks, we've got Michael Kostick is running up there in the top 10. Logan Threlkeld is in the top 10. I don't know what happened to Bradley. I don't know what happened to Bradley Cooper's pick, but he's still got a shot. He's restarting on the outside lane here for McGill, and we've seen him use that outside lane very effectively here this evening. But getting close to the end of this one, just over 10 laps to go. Back under green, Mark Cofield still your race leader. Dingler and Cherry side by side for second, and Barret Morton, there's the event organizer, up into the 4th position here in the late going. He's going to try to throw his name in to get the win here this evening.
A good charge down low by Matt Cherry, not quite able to get alongside for the race lead. Big push from Dingler to Cofield. The 57 rather than the 38 on the scoring pylon. Hanging on to it up there on the top side. Gets a little push out of turn number 4. Here comes Cherry down to the inside. The 9 of Barret Morton peeks it down on the apron. Not able to find any running room there. A big push back down into turn 1. A little bobble there from the 57. And here comes Matt Cherry. Should be able to clear off of turn 2.
Oh, Mark Cofield, he had his work cut out for him trying to block and maintain that lead. He's looking back to the inside.
Holden McGill.
As there goes Holden McGill, as you mentioned, sliding back up into the track. Big contact between he and Mickey Isaac. See Kevin Price caught up in that as well. And that is going to put us back under the caution here. And that is that's another 5er on Bradley Cooper here this evening for that one. As that is some pretty... Yeah, that is some massive damage to the 21 there. Let's go back and take a look on the instant replay. And, man, he got hooked on the straightaway, too. And then just nothing he can do. I mean, he's got the brakes locked, but he's just along for the ride right there. That was David Calvert that got into him there. Back this up just a little bit here. This is the run through 1 and 2. He's going 3 wide through the middle. He was thinking 4 wide. No, they weren't thinking. They were 4 wide. And Calvert here comes up. Yeah, he comes up the track and contact there with the 21, and that sets off that incident.
Such a huge hit when he came back up the racetrack as well. Kevin Price knew where he could go. And then there was the blue and silver machine as well, caught up in that one. The 01 machine of Mickey Isaac. Huge hits for both of those drivers. I'll tell you what, Dallas Sullivan, he's been lucky with a couple of these. He was right on the outside of that. Not involved, though. That's the second time he's been right in front of or next to these accidents and not collected. But yeah, here's a huge hit.
Oh my gosh, that is, and you feel for Kevin Price there. There's just absolutely nothing that he can do in that instance. I mean, you see that truck spinning, but I mean, just the way that he comes back up the track, not a ton that you can do right there. And yeah, let's reset the V-Speed booth picks here real quick, because Logan Threlkeld is in 6th, Michael Kostick is in 7th. And the 21 of Holden McGill now in 26th after that incident. So I'm not going to count my chickens yet to say that we might be ahead of Bradley Cooper here for this one tonight, Adam. But just under 10 laps to go, it's looking pretty good in our favor right now.
Yeah, interesting thing to note as well. Out of our top 10, just 4 drivers have not used a fast repair. One of those being, let's see, that is Dallas Sullivan back there in the 8th position. And then our top 3 drivers as well have not used a fast repair, have not been collected in anything, at least heavily enough to justify use of that. But everyone else has used one. A good chunk of this field, probably at least 75% of the field, has used one in some way to get their damage fixed. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so the top 3 will still have a fast repair. Not that it's going to matter at this point in the race. It's going to be just, 7 laps to go? 6 laps to go when we get the green flag.
Yeah, getting down to the end of this one. And, of course, they do have those 3 green-white checker attempts if we need them. That, hopefully we don't. Hopefully we can get this finished out under green and let these drivers settle it out on the racetrack. And I have a feeling that we're about to see some pretty big battles here, specifically between Matt Cherry and Ryan Dingler. I'm not trying to count out anybody else that's up there, because there's still certainly a lot of drivers that could win it, as you can see there with the 11 cautions and 15 lead changes tonight. But those 2 drivers have definitely been in that upper echelon this evening as far as just outright pace goes, and they haven't been afraid to get the elbows out here a few times this evening either. So it'll be interesting to see if they decide to make a little bit of contact here and put some use with the bumpers or the doors as we get down to the end of this one.
Yeah, Mark Cofield kind of the sitting duck here on the older tires. We'll see what he's able to do. Maybe get some help from Sean Kaiser behind him.
Pace truck is off. Matt Cherry, the control truck here. Green flag back out in the air. Back underway here for the Riley's Roses 150 for Cystic Fibrosis. Great jump for Cherry and for Dingler both. They're going to clear through. Mark Cofield struggling a little bit on the launch with those older tires. Here comes Barret Morton on the bottom. Here comes Logan Threlkeld with him. Threlkeld trying to find his way up to the front here. He's now looking to the inside of Barret Morton. Still got Mark Cofield there to contend with as well. We'll see if he can clear over in 3 and 4. A little bit of contact there between the two of them, but the battle for the lead is on between Dingler and Cherry as well.
These guys have been fighting for it all race long, and that is the same situation right now. Here goes the 16 down low. Rides up about a groove off the white line. 45 going to stick right on his door on the outside. Here is Barret Morton now up to third. Contact behind.
Contact.
They save it down on the apron. Sean Kaiser. That one, now they're wrecking further back.
The 27. Oh my gosh, the 27 there had a save that was on par with what Jeremiah Hobbs did earlier. I mean, he was dirt tracking through 3 and 4, and that allows us to stay under green. Side by side for first, side by side for third behind him. You've got Cherry and Dingler up here at the front. Morton and Threlkeld side by side for third. Here goes Morton. He's looking 3 wide to the bottom, trying to take the lead away.
Coming back to 3 laps to go. 3 wide for the race lead. Logan Threlkeld right in the mix.
4 wide, Logan.
Here comes Michael Kostick coming to the outside of the 18.
Where do you want to be as we get down to the end of this race? They're 3 wide for the lead still. Morton on the bottom. Dingler and Cherry to his outside. They're still 3 wide down the back straightaway. Here comes Kostick looking up on the top side. He's trying to take some positions away. Matt Cherry able to clear through for the lead. Still side by side, about 5 rows deep behind him.
Big run by Cherry coming off of turn number 4. He's got 2 car lengths in hand. Now the battle for second. Dingler up on the top. Morton down low. 16 able to complete that pass. Here he goes, 1 car length back. And then it's going to be a battle, I think, between these top 2. Morton and Kostick not quite able to get close enough. Coming back around one more time if they get there.
Well, third place might be the place you want to be in here if there is contact between the 2 race leaders. They do take the white flag. Race is official. 1 lap to go here at Las Vegas. 3 wide back behind. Michael Kostick able to clear through for the position, but up front, it is all Matt Cherry. Trying to hang on, trying to hold off, break the draft, but the 16 should have one more chance at him over here through turns 3 and 4. Does he use the bumper? Does he try to get to him? He's not going to be able to. It's like the 45 of Cherry does get a little loose on exit, but he carries enough momentum. Matt Cherry is going to be the winner of the Riley's Roses 150. Ryan Dingler finishes in second, and Barret Morton comes home in the 3rd position to round out the podium.
And our picks right behind him, Michael Kostick 4th. Logan Threlkeld comes home with a top 5. It was about 3 or 4 wide coming across the stripe for those guys. Great race here tonight. Great finish amongst those top 2.
Yeah, there was absolutely a lot of fantastic racing going on throughout the field. And Matt Cherry leading 42 laps on the evening is your race winner. See him come to the start-finish line and burn this one down on the front straightaway. A hard-earned victory. They definitely did not make it easy on him here this evening, and he earned every last bit of this one. But we're going to let him celebrate, do a burnout here on this hard-earned victory. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Be right back with you to give you the full race finishing results, as well as hear from our top 3 finishers.
Already, I hope my daddy wins.
Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1, 2, 3 finish.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1, 2, 3 finish.
Well, welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway here at the Riley's Roses 150 for Cystic Fibrosis. Let's go ahead and take a look at your full race results to let you know where your favorite driver finished here this evening. Of course, coming home with the race win, Matt Cherry spent, pretty much the entire race in that top 3, top 5 area. Really great performance out of him. Comes home P1. Ryan Dingler, again, one of the sponsors for this event, comes home in second. And Barret Morton, the event organizer, comes home in the 3rd position. We'll hear from each of them here in just a few moments. Michael Kostick in the 4th position. Logan Threlkeld comes home in 5th. My pick and Adam Baker's pick there coming home in 4th and 5th position. Samuel Yosef rebounds to get back up into the 6th position. Cody Atkins in 7th. In the 8th position is Gage Teft. Gary Whitson comes home in 9th. Dallas Sullivan rounds out your top 10 this evening.
Finishing 11th was Daniel Glover. 12th, Tyler Gebben. 13th is Brandon Wallace. Tyler Justice going to come home in the 14th position. Driver who wins one of the random giveaway prizes going to be Dave Calvert in that 15th position. Great job from him, and congrats on the $10 bonus there. Stephen Purcell going to come home in 16th. Timothy Stubblefield in 17th. Holden McGill comes home in 18th. Finishing 19th is Colton Manick, and rounding out the top 20 is Jeremiah Hobbs.
In the 21st position is Dylan Johns. Kevin Price comes home in the, I completely messed that up. 21st is Justin Klein. 22nd is Dylan Johns. 23rd is Kevin Price. David Calvert is, ironically enough, because Dave Calvert won our first of 3 random position draws. Dave Calvert in 24th also wins another one of the random position draws for a $10 bonus. So congrats to him on that one. Justin Wilson comes home in the 25th position. Ian Jenkins in 26th. Mark Cofield, after leading some laps late, comes home in the 27th position. 28th will go to Robert Peterson. 29th to Sean Kaiser. Jeremiah Holt comes home in the 30th position.
Finishing 31st here tonight was Mickey Isaac. 32nd, Austin McColgan. 33rd, Frank Flores coming home in 34th. Peyton Hubbard, Skylar Daly finishing in the 35th position here tonight. And the final of the random draw bonuses going to go to Chase Wright in the 36th position. The other drivers did not start the race, being Bradley Cooper, Kyle Deering, Colton Hoepner, Grant Peterson, and Charles Haber.
Let's go ahead and get a word from our top 3 finishers. We'll start with our race winner here, Matt Cherry. Bring him up for an interview. Matt, this is Daniel up in the V-Speed booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, really great job on the win here this evening. It seemed like you were up near the front of the field for the majority of the race there, if not leading, at least in the top 5 position. How were you able to keep that truck up front through a lot of the chaos that we saw throughout the race, and especially racing with guys that maybe you're not all that familiar with because they're from other series and just not really aware or know what their tendencies may be?
Yeah, well, I've known most of these guys for a really long time. I used to run OMSRL with Ryan and Barrett and all them. So, I'm familiar with most of the names. Some of the guys, I'm not sure with, but anyways, just you had to keep the truck off the bottom tonight. It was all about momentum and draft and keeping the nose out of the dirty air. Once if you got your nose in dirty air, man, it was going to the wall. And if you could just peek out just a little bit and keep that right front headlight out of the dirty air, you could run it off into the corner and carry the momentum through on the high side and get those big runs off. That was key win for the night.
Well, you did a really great job of that. And, you had that really strong battle there with Ryan Dingler at the end. Just how, I don't want to say nervous, but how much were you looking in the mirror, especially those last couple of restarts, just trying to keep an eye on where that 16 truck was? Because it seemed like he was pretty even with you on pace for a lot of the night.
Yeah, he was. Me and Ryan, we go way back. I used to pay him to paint my cars and everything, and that entire time we was racing there, I was just sitting there thinking to myself, we had a OMSRL race a couple years back, and I accidentally dumped him at Martinsville, and I thought for sure I was going to get. I thought that was coming in return right there, but he kept it clean. He even admitted, he couldn't really get to me for the dirty air, which is I was driving that thing like I stole it the last 5 laps. My foot never come off the floor. I mean, I was holding it wide open.
Well, great job here tonight, coming home with the win. Excellent job out there on track. Before we let you go, who you want to thank or shout out for this one?
I want to give a shout out to Barrett for putting this together. He's doing this for a good cause, and I don't know if I want any money for winning the race, but he can just take that and put it toward his donations and stuff too. I don't want that from it. It's for a good cause. I had a good time tonight. That's all that matters.
All right. Well, there you have it. Really honorable thing to do there with donating the prize money back for that race win as well. Congrats again on that win. Thank you for the support, and enjoy this one. You definitely earned that one.
Sir, thank you.
There you have it from our race winner, Matt Cherry. And Adam, I believe you've caught up with our second place finisher, Ryan Dingler.
Hey, Ryan, this is Adam up in the V-Speed booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, Ryan, a fierce battle between you and the 29 out there, or rather the 45 of Matt Cherry. Just back and forth all race long. You guys had to fight through some traffic at times from drivers who are on alternate strategies. Just describe racing with him and fighting for the win here tonight.
Yeah, me and Cherry have raced together a lot. We go back pretty far, and we always pretty much race each other like that. So it was a lot of fun. We were just put on a good show, and there's just not a whole lot you could do. So you almost had to just kind of send it on people and hope for the best to get anything going. Because you get underneath somebody, and you could never make the pass because they'd get tight, and you didn't want to wreck them. So then they'd get the run off the corner, and just back and forth. So, and then you'd get in their wake if you tried to stick behind them, and then you'd get tight from that as well. So, but yeah, I mean, it was good fun. I mean, just kind of shoving around, and no hard feelings. We just had a good time.
Yeah, it looked like it was a lot of fun out there, just racing your hearts out. And it was pretty much since the drop of the green flag, everybody was pushing and just trying to get up through the field. And you got up there pretty quickly. The only Ram truck in the field here tonight. You represented the brand nicely. Nice looking truck as well. I know you're one of the sponsors here. And just anybody you want to give a shout out to for the runner-up finish tonight?
Just Barrett for putting this whole thing on. I know he's going through a lot, and we go way back. We're good friends. I proudly support what he's trying to do here. Had a friend growing up. He died of CF, so kind of know where he's coming from. So I always support these races when he does it. So I appreciate him putting this together and everyone that donates, and it's just really good to see everyone come together for a cause.
Yeah, definitely amazing to see how many came out for the race and how many people have been watching and donating, and appreciate you putting on an amazing show for us up here in those final few laps with Matt and battling for the win. So great drive, and go celebrate.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. That is your second place finisher, Ryan Dingler, and we're going to go now to third place, who is standing by.
Hey, Barrett, it's Daniel up in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, first, I am going to ask you about the racing because obviously you did a great job driving up through the field, getting up into the third position. It looked like it was a blast out there tonight. So just talk a little bit about what it was like driving up through the field, especially after that early incident that you had and being able to work your way back up to third.
Yeah, it was fun. I was a little concerned in practice. I was a little slow. I was like, so I haven't drove these trucks since the update. Didn't realize they had a lot of yaw in the corners now. So it's you feel like you're gonna lose it, but you've actually got a lot more grip than you think. However, they were loose. But qualified good, kind of stayed up front and was pushing a little hard, just trying to get top 3. And somebody got loose in front of us, and the guys I was around all pushed up, and we caught the wall. I hated that I had to go the fast pair early, but thank God I had it. And then stayed out in the old tires and just kind of had to work my way up. There was a big wreck coming off of turn 4. I dove at the pit road to dodge that one. I was able to clear that black flag that I got for speeding. However, it still gave me an EOL, so I had to start in the back again. Another track blocker on the backstretch. I hope you got my in-car on that one because that was freaking nuts avoiding that one. I could have swore I was done for. And then just kind of, I guess cautions kind of fell in the right place for me to use my last set of tires with 20 to go, and it just a couple of wrecks and a couple people falling back and some good runs and stuff. It was a blast, man. It was a lot of fun. It looked like everybody else had a good time. It was cool to see a Kentucky boy win. So congrats to Matt. It's awesome to see my buddy Ryan with RD Designs finish second. He has been impacted personally with CF in his life as well. So yeah, it's I just hope everyone enjoyed it. There's been tons of donations all night and stuff, but dude, I had a freaking blast. I was just hoping to finish top 10 or something, and just really wanted everybody else to have a good time. So it looked like we accomplished that for sure.
Yeah, definitely put on a great show, raise some money for a great cause here as well. So, of course, I want to ask you about that as well because it's really awesome just to see the amount of drivers that came out to support this. Everybody being from different series, different leagues, whether, it was, a lot of them were people that you recruited. You did like 99% of the legwork as far as recruiting people for this thing. So just from your perspective, what does it mean to have that level of support and to be able to raise this money for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation?
Yeah, definitely a lot of work. It'd be nice if my employer knew how much work I could actually do, but don't tell them that. However, man, it was I was just seeing donations come in. My wife's been sending me text messages. Where Cody Anderson donated $50. My dad donated $50. Garrett Graff donated 25. He I found out during the race that he actually has cystic fibrosis as well, so that's awesome to see. I would love to get with maybe GLR or somebody that could help get this guy on iRacing. Obviously he's a race fan if he's watching, so that would be really neat. I'll see if I can pull some strings and get something working there. That'd be cool to do. Stubbleford, he was in the race. He donated another 25. My cousin Brandon Morton donated 200. He's new to iRacing. He had prior commitments tonight with his family, so he couldn't race. But I can't wait to get him on here and race with some people. So that'll be good to look forward to. But yeah, raising this money, it's crazy to me. It's like no people in here don't know me from Adam, and it blows my mind how giving people are. I know they're having good fun. This is a good hobby, but some of the people I've met on this platform is just incredible to me. So we've been to races together. Heck, I even met Lucas on here, Lions. I wish he could have raced tonight, but we go golf together. So, and Ryan Dingler, we've been telling, it blows my mind. And then I got guys that I've never met, like I think Brandon Wallace, shout out to him. He's our biggest donator of the night that was actually running. So I'm gonna send him a shirt for that. Matt Cherry also getting a shirt, but him being in Kentucky, living in Glasgow, I might be able to hand deliver that one. So I'm gonna try to make that work. So I don't know what else to say, man. I'm just kind of blown away. Last time we did this, we raised $1,000, and I think I have surpassed that. So I'll have to get a final count tomorrow.
Yeah, it's awesome. And one thing with it, you talked a little bit about having fun with this tonight. There will be a couple of V-Speed donations coming in because we were chipping in $5 a piece per commentator curse, and that also went for Bradley. Anytime that like his pick to win ended up wrecking, which happened a couple of times. I'm gonna I'll just go ahead and say it. His pick to win ended up finishing the worst out of the three of us. So he had the strongest curse working tonight. But, we figured we have a little bit of fun with it since we're all pretty good at that. So, and plus it's going to a good cause. So awesome job on the P3, man. Even better job with getting all of this organized, raising money for a great cause. And before we let you go, this is your platform. This is your event that you organized. Anybody you want to thank, shout out, use it as a platform for cystic fibrosis awareness. The floor is yours, Barret.
Oh man. I don't know. First of all, did you get that shot when I was really loose with like 2 to go on the apron? I think I was right next to Ryan. My freaking arms are like flailing tube man from Al Harrington's, man. They're going nuts, But it's a great way to stay in shape, you know how it is. I have a list here to thank the people that were involved to help me put this together. First off, Artie Designs, Ryan Dingler. If you need a paint scheme, he is your guy. Also, Cody Anderson also makes killer paint schemes. You can get with him as well. V-Speed, you guys stepped up into this broadcast, and you guys are amazing. Daniel, you really helped me put this together as well and answered any questions I have. Had some guys from Goat Locker Racing step up and do race control, Charles Abert and Cody Anderson and Kyle Deering. Those guys were phenomenal tonight and kept everything running smooth. Mark Cofield helping me get sponsorships and ideas. Brandon Wallace, same thing. Lucas Lyons. Pretty much all my Bandits teammates. Jacob Noyes helped me put this. Session together, and that's a lot more work. I didn't realize what all goes into that. I think that's pretty much it. So, I don't know what else to say, but I'm just kind of blown away. I can't even believe I finished third. Like, that one kind of blows my mind too. I felt like I was gonna be slow all night.
Well, you did a great job. You raised a lot of money for a great cause. Congrats on the P3. Glad we got to talk to you post-race. I was bringing you up for an interview, even if you weren't P3, since this is your event, give you a platform to talk about a little bit. So congrats on that, man. Enjoy the night. And, we'll be catching up with you here on some other V-Speed shows, I'm sure.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Thank you again so much, Dana, for all your help, bud.
Yep, you got it, Barret. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Well, there you have it from your top 3 finishers here in tonight's Riley's Roses 150. Adam, this was a lot of great racing out on track, a great cause that we were able to help raise some money for here this evening. And again, just shows how great the iRacing community is that everybody's able to come together and help support this cause.
Yeah, and I think everybody had a ton of fun. It looked like an entertaining race to be a part of. It was a lot of fun to watch these guys fight. With all they had to go out there and go for the win. Just all kinds of crazy action all night long. So I had a lot of fun up here and really, proud that we could help this group, raise some money for cystic fibrosis. Obviously, a big thing. And so amazing to see the community come together, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been a blast and a pleasure to be a part of this. Appreciate Barret giving us the opportunity to come up here and call this race. It's been a great one this evening, but that's going to do it for our coverage. So on behalf of everybody here at V-Speed, Adam, appreciate you doing the co-commentary. Bradley, appreciate you running the production here this evening. Also, shout out to the rest of the V-Speed crew, Morgan Cook, Eddie Smith, and of course, Dougie Beard for those camera angles. My name's Daniel Cunningham. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for spending your evening with us and supporting this great cause to benefit the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Thank you, everyone, and good night.